Today we're going to draw 9 emus so that we can put them together in an installation just like Andy Warhol's Campbell soup cans. If you need to cut your paper and you don't have scissors, this is a good way to do it. Fold your paper and go over that fold with something like a pen. We call that burnishing the fold. And then fold it the other direction and burnish it again. Just push hard to squish it. Then open it up and gently tear down that fold. And that's how I cut if I don't have a pair of scissors handy. Okay, I drew some emus from photographs. So I wanted you to see how these emus all look different. And that's because the photographs of the emus had their heads turned different directions. And when you look at something, like this is actually a rabbit, a little sculpture of a rabbit, and as it turns in space, you can see more of one side and less of the other side. So here we can see one eye, but we can't see the other eye. Here we can see a little bit of one eye and a whole lot of the other. And sometimes when people are drawing, they want it exactly centered so that you can see the same amount of each eye. But in real life, that doesn't really happen that much. You frequently see a lot of one eye and just barely any of another. And one side of the mouth might look longer and the other side shorter. So if your drawing isn't perfect, don't worry about that, because in real life things aren't perfect. See how this side of the mouth is longer and this side's a little bit shorter? This eye is a little bit bigger, that one a little smaller. Well, these kind of things happen in real life. So don't be upset if your drawing isn't perfect, because real life isn't like that anyway. I like to draw the emu bill and in pencil first, which I've already done here, and then trace it with a marker. But it's really important for you to draw every day to help your brain to grow. So please use whatever you have. If all you have is pencil, then draw your emu in pencil. And if all you have is pen, then draw your emu in pen. That would be just fine. So now that I've got my bill drawn in pencil, I can trace it with pen, but I want to tell you a little bit about how I did this. I kind of like to think of that middle part of the bill as being the tallest, and then it kind of dips down and back up a bit towards the edges. And then I connect it down like this, and I like to put 2 lines in there to show the bottom bill. I like to put the little dots in here. If you look at the emu, you can see it's got these little details here. And the eyes sit really close to the edge of the bill. The next thing I like to do is to color these in. I need to fill in the pupil. The emus, when you look at them from the front, they almost look cross-eyed because their eyes are really very far over to the edges of their head. When you look at them straight on, I think that's part of what makes them look so charming, is that when you look at them from straight on, they look almost a little bit cross-eyed. Okay, so now the fun part when you're drawing the emu is putting in all the feathers. And it just looks like the emu has really crazy wild hair. So I've got this really nice colored pencil. Somebody gave these to me, and they have lots of different colors in them, and they're colors that go nice together, so I like to use these. some emus have a flatter head, and some of them kind of go up further. It just depends on what emu you're looking at. So I drew some of them with the fur going up further like this, and some of them with the flatter head. I've noticed that the emu has a lot of fluffy feathers sticking out every direction on its head, and then they kind of get a little more under control, like at the bottom of its face. And then on its neck, the feathers are very, very small and very much more controlled. If I didn't have this fancy colored pencil, I'd probably be using several different colors, several different pencils to do this. There's my emu. So after you draw your emu, then you need to do 8 more so that you can put them all together to make an installation just like Andy Warhol did. Now I use lots of different colors. Please keep in mind that you can use lots of colors like I did, or you can go with everything being exactly the same color. Okay, I am ready to put this up on my refrigerator or my wall as an installation, just like Andy Warhol. Be sure to take a photograph when you're done and send it to your art teachers because we absolutely love seeing these. Thanks for watching. Bye.